Hello, you're watching Stretford Paddock. We're here for the review of Manchester United against Everton. Obviously finished 1-1. What do we think to that, lads?
That's loud. Yeah, bit shit in the second half, weren't we?
Yeah, it's just one of them where you felt like we did start really well.
Yeah.
Obvious error goal aside, but yeah, we just didn't really kick out. It feels like 2 points dropped.
It does, doesn't it? Especially after the mistake of the first for the first goal. We saw De Gea, obviously. I don't really get it. I just don't understand. It's just such a weird mistake to make. One where it's like, sometimes when the ball goes through someone's hands, you kind of think, well, yeah, if you drop concentration for a second, it's through your hand, that you know. But like, he just saw him coming for ages and ages and ages. Didn't kick it, kicked it straight at him.
It's one of them that happens. It happens all the time where people go, "Oh, that nearly happened." He was very close, but it never usually happens. And then
He usually just goes under the leg or around the side or whatever. But yeah, it was poor. And second half, we didn't really do much, did we? We had a great chance toward the end. Igalo should have scored. It was an excellent save by Pickford, but he just got to really score that, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Someone said tactically outclassed in the second half. I don't know if it was tactics or what.
I don't know. I think
we were under the cosh. Definitely.
I think as well. Everyone goes on about we need to. Everyone's been crying out for this diamond, especially with Pogba coming back, and especially with the options that we've got, and the fact that at the minute, Dan James hasn't been having his best run of form. We've not got Rashford, so our wingers are kind of short at the minute, aren't we?
Yeah.
Everyone's crying out for us to do a diamond, but I just think it shows that. I think changing away from that formation, whether you think it's right or wrong, I just think in the second half we just didn't know how to adapt to what they were doing from that formation. I think in a 4-2-3-1, we'd have been a bit more comfortable. But again, I don't think we had the players available to do that today.
No,
we hit the ground running and then we were just poor in front of goal. Really, I mean, the game should have been buried when we was on top.
See, if you look back at it, actually, like. Everton was clearly on top in the second half. Loads of corners, like a frustratingly high amount of corners. But they didn't actually create any or many very good chances. Obviously, the goal disallowed on the 92nd minute. But it was clearly offside. He was sat, a yard in front of the goalkeeper.
And maybe
because they didn't make a lot of chances, did they?
Not really. It was the second half. Just the standard from both teams was just. It was a bit shit, wasn't it? Just scrappy. So many no one was really playing any good football. No one was creating clear-cut chances at all.
I thought United defended corners very well. Maguire, Matic and McTominay all with quite a few headers. Maguire was excellent.
I'd say Maguire was probably our man of the match today.
Second half was really good. Obviously, great goal from Bruno. Ball just bouncing as he got to Pickford and that went in. But it's nice to have someone who can score like that. I think, I thought Mata, I didn't think he did a lot, but he almost set up a goal. He almost set up the winner. Yeah. He played the ball into Fernandes and the ball got he had a shot and that went to Igalo.
Good double save there from.
It was a great double save. I thought Mata looked alright when he came on.
Yeah.
Martial was very poor again. I say again.
I think
you can't really say he's been that poor when he's scoring, but he was poor today.
Again, this is the Martial argument that people say, oh no, well he's more clinical, he's got quality and things like that, but. Games like today, where it was, especially when it got scrappy in the second half, especially when we weren't playing good football, that's where you just need some. That's where you just want him to be putting in 110%, pressing everyone, coming back, doing the work, and he just wasn't today. I think that's why he got brought off in the end. I don't think it was. I think it was just like, look, we need someone that's just gonna just run for us for a bit now, and he wasn't doing that.
I think Martial's just a finisher, really. I think he's clinical in that. I think if you give him a one-on-one opportunity, he's back in the net 9 times out of 10. The 10 times out of 10, he's that good. I feel that overall his play needs work. Solskjaer said a few days ago that it's hard to turn someone who's played so long as a winger into a number 9, and I feel like it's sort of baby steps to get there. But at the same time, it's frustrating because you don't want those baby steps. You want that instant, right, just go there, stay up top, you'll score a few goals. Igalo looks more of a striker, obviously, because he's played there his entire career. Martial doesn't really have that sort of drive so far, but the fact of the matter is that when he does get a chance, he does put it in the back of the net. Now, is this an issue with Martial, or is it an issue with getting the ball to Martial?
I think there is a problem with getting the ball to Martial, but I think we were talking about this before the game, actually, off air. We were talking about how many shots strikers have, and Martial's conversion rate is very good. But he doesn't have enough shots, and some of that is because his supply isn't great. But some of that is because he doesn't get in the right positions often enough, and he doesn't make shots for himself. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, his shot to goal ratio isn't great, but he makes so many chances for himself. He gets in the right position so often.
There was a couple of times
you can't compare. To me, you can't compare Ronaldo because he's Ronaldo, Messi's out of the equation. They're in a different bracket altogether. But with
let's compare him to Rashford then.
Okay.
So Rashford last season got a lot less goals, but his sort of strike rate has increased slightly. His shots to goal ratio has increased, but his number of shots has gone through the roof this season. Partly because he's, I wouldn't say Martial's the supply to Rashford has got a lot better. He's made chances for himself in a way that Martial struggles to do.
Yeah.
And he gets in positions to take shots.
I feel that Rashford's more of he can dig it from 30 yards like Bruno did. Then he'll score a goal like that. But Martial is one of the players that if you give him chances, he'll score them. And I feel like he's sort of got this little bit of a partnership going on with Fernandes that's happened in the last few games. And I feel that if you just get a team around him that's consistent and sort of, they all know where to pass, where to look to. They know Martial's runs. Do you remember when Andreas Pereira got hooked by it? And he was grabbing him after the game and he was grilling him because he was absolutely dog shit. I think it was against Partizan at home in the Europa League. I just think, I think Martial is a great player and I think he's a fantastic finisher. He averages a goal every other game for United. But he's so frustrating, and I understand you completely because he is frustrated in the ground. There's that groan sometimes that he don't do enough, but then he'll crop up and score you a goal.
Yeah, I don't think he's been like terrible all season, but today he wasn't very good.
No,
he didn't make any chances. I think his positioning wasn't great, and when he came out on the wing, he was completely anonymous.
Igalo had more chances by the look of it.
With him is it's what he offers apart from when he scores. That's the thing, and it's not even just that it's when he scores or plays that. But it doesn't get that many assists. He doesn't play that ball in enough, and I don't know. There was a couple of times today as well where he got one-on-one on the left-hand side.
Yeah,
and it's like go at him, go at that player. Like
the
Liverpool goal.
He's taking shots from the edge of the box.
He took the shot earlier, or he didn't. He tried to pass it. There was the one where he cut across and he didn't try the left-footed shot. He tried to dink it back across again.
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
He's got to trust his left foot. When
trust the left foot.
It was Greenwood played the ball to him, and he tried to cross it across back to Fernandes when he's like almost on the corner of the 6-yard box.
And
he's got to be taking the shot there.
Everyone looking at this. This isn't a Martial cost us the points today because when you look back at it, stupid.
I mean, De Gea cost us the points. Clearly,
that decisions cost us that.
I think
early things cost us the
De Gea
points.
is what cost us the points today. There's no denying that. And I'm not saying that Martial it was. It just didn't do anything, and Mason Greenwood didn't really do much either. I'm not. It's
Mason
not just Martial.
We was blunt up front today. The midfield was the reason why we was in that game for so long because that diamond seemed to run things. Fernandes scored out of it for God's sake. And Fred was everywhere. Matic was fantastic today yet again. McTominay was good coming off his injury. I feel like if you're going to take any positives, the midfield diamond's really good as a base maybe to start going along with. I prefer Greenwood, though, coming off the right hand side onto his left foot. I think he's more dangerous.
I don't think our wing backs our full backs are good enough to play that today.
They couldn't provide the width. No.
I think the how narrow we got. I think we looked like we controlled the game for a lot of the first half, but as soon as Everton went, okay, well let's just stop that. We had no outball. We had no second choice. Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka just didn't quite do enough today in terms of going forward. And I think we are too when we do that, where that three behind Bruno is more the way that Liverpool set up with its three workhorse midfielders, and that's why you can control games through that. But we just, apart from Bruno, we still had no other way of creating a chance. We didn't have a second option. We didn't have someone to play the ball out wide to, and that's why I wasn't a big fan of that today. For as much as it looked good and we looked like we controlled the ball, controlled possession, I didn't see how we were going to get any goals today from. It just felt like there was no
chances at all, did we?
If Bruno didn't do it for us, there was nothing else.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of figured that out in the second half.
Look at Everton's defence. I mean, they got like an ageing Leighton Baines right there. Why don't you just put someone who's rapid up against him? If you I know James left out the squad today. I don't know why. Maybe he's just needed a rest. But if you'd have lined up in a 4-3-3 and shoved Greenwood on the right-hand side to run up right against Baines all game and just go every time that you get the ball, just knock it past him and just foot race him and just get past him every single time. Because then you got Martial to knock it into midfield, or then you got whoever was going to play on the left-hand side. But I think as well, tactically, I don't know who was going to come off the bench to play on that left-hand side. Maybe you'd have to shove Greenwood on the left to shove Mata on the right. I don't know. But what I'm getting at is the fact that I think, whilst, yes, we did control the game because we had a midfield diamond, was the midfield diamond that's the way to go about this game? Because I normally play a flat 4-4-2.
It's a strange way of changing a formation in a big game like this, isn't it? Like, the first time we've ever played this formation this season, as far as I can remember.
Especially when we played well.
It's interesting to. I wonder why he changed it. What he thought. Maybe we don't know. Do we know why Dan James was left out?
I didn't see a reason for why Dan James.
Because maybe if he was injured, you could think we don't really have many wing options, so let's.
I think he needed a rest because he doesn't look physically and
mentally
shattered.
He has just had 2 weeks rest.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm sure.
But he still just didn't look sharp.
No, he didn't look sharp. But I think I don't quite understand that one.
Martial's shown now as well that he's good in the air with a goal against Chelsea, and he's shown that he's got a bit of a presence about him. And I would have liked to have seen him if we'd had players on the wing who could knock balls into him. Because as good as Wan-Bissaka's distribution's got as of recent, or as good as Shaw has been, you can't expect them to knock balls into Martial and expect Martial to pick something out of thin air. No. I mean, if he would have had the service today, I think there would have been a few goals. Because I think Pickford's suspect in that he's not.
Well, we saw it from the for our goal today. People saying De Gea saved us in the comments.
It was a quality save.
It was a good save, but the thing is, if you make a huge mistake as a goalkeeper, and that's the only goal your team concedes, that you have to take the blame for that. It's like if someone misses a penalty, you say they cost us the game.
I think as well the more important thing with that mistake was that the Watford mistake earlier in the season where he's just dropped it is frustrating, and we're always going to that's not something you expect of your goalkeeper, but that's a mistake. That's just it felt like laziness, it felt like complacency. It wasn't just a case of him dropping the ball. It wasn't a case of him dropping the ball. It was just a stupid thing.
And speaking about as well the goal that was disallowed in the 92nd minute, Solskjaer said that De Gea got distracted by the ball in front of him, but I don't know what the rules are saying. David says he was distracted even though he might not have saved it anyway.
I think that's what the rules are, is that if you impede the goalkeeper's chance of saving the ball, it's
he was
offside.
Literally sat in front of De Gea.
Yeah,
and he literally moved his feet away to not. I think it has to be given offside.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just seen some chances there on the TV behind us, and there was just so many times where Everton just got in behind us. And I don't know. I feel like Maguire, as good as Maguire was, there was times where he was dropped so deep that it played players on side.
That's probably down to the fact that because we're so narrow in midfield and because we didn't play with any wingers, your fullbacks both have to press forward to create any width whatsoever, which means your centre halves are exposed straight away.
Yeah,
but they didn't. They only made one decent chance from those types of runs. I thought Lindelof and Maguire shepherded those runs pretty well.
It was just the constant. They can put that ball in the channel.
Yeah, in the second half they didn't really do that. The first half we sort of gave up those chances, but to make our own chances at the other end, where we did do pretty well in midfield, and they looked more dangerous on the counter attack first half. Second half, we just sort of sat back a bit, didn't we, and tried to counter attack them, and didn't really do much with it. Should we have a look at some positives after the game? Because we're looking a bit at the negatives, but let's have some
results
positives.
Went our way
Chelsea also drew this weekend. Wolves won, but they're which meant Tottenham lost. We're still fifth with 3 points behind Chelsea. United are currently on equal second longest undefeated run in the league, only behind Arsenal. No, it's not a lot, but it's something.
Undefeated though, it's undefeated. It's just draws, though, isn't it, as well? Because
two losses, two draws, 2 wins in this run so far.
Yeah, we've not been beaten 8 games in all competitions now as well, and we've all conceded 2 goals in
the clean sheet record's good.
I think not losing games is a good thing to get into. Though I know that 2 draws is obviously more points dropped than a win and a loss, but teams not losing games is a good habit to pick up. I think. Yeah. What better than what Mata gave today? Someone talking about Lingard. I mean, Mata set up a chance that almost led to the winning goal.
My argument still is I'm not sure Mata coming on is the best thing. But again, you look at it and go, what other choices did he have?
What other choices do we have? And he did almost set up a goal, though. He played the ball into Bruno that almost ended in Ighalo scoring. I think, I'm not saying Greenwood wouldn't have done that, but he did do that, and he was only on for 20 minutes.
I don't know.
Someone just put that about Bailly should be played ahead of Lindelof. I completely agree. I just, like I said in the stream,
but I don't think that would have made a difference today.
I don't think that would have made a difference today. Like the goal we've conceded, for as much as they've created a couple of chances, the goals that we've conceded, the goal we conceded today, that was
and the thing
no
with
one
changed. Centre-back partnerships, one of the biggest things with centre-back partnerships, obviously you have to have quality players playing there.
Yeah.
But knowing that they can play next to each other 30 times a season is such a huge part of how good a defensive, building that partnership, they know each other. You don't trust that Bailly can play 30 games a season.
No, I can't trust that.
Because, so then you bring in Lindelof in anyway for let's say Bailly was first choice centre back this season. He could only have possibly played 3 games anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, even let's just pretend Bailly has been first choice. It wouldn't have made a difference in who's played all season because he don't get enough games because he's always injured.
What I'm saying is that if Bailly is fully fit, a fully fit Bailly is levels ahead of Lindelof by a country mile. Because Lindelof, for me, just has so many weaknesses to his game This is the same reason why Mourinho got rid of Blind, for example, in that, Blind had a lot more going for him in that he could actually pass a ball. Lindelof for United has just been an average defender that for any other United side going in the last few years wouldn't even get on the bench.
Yeah, but
I don't think
this
anyway.
isn't any other United side, is it?
No.
I don't think he's very shit.
don't
I
think
think
he's
he was good today. I don't think he did anything wrong at all today. I thought he played well. There's a few times where he shepherded Calvert-Lewin nicely. He won a couple of headers from corners. I think sometimes, he can be suspect in the air, but I don't think he was bad at all today. And I don't think Eric Bailly could have, what would he have done, scored a goal for us? And he couldn't have stopped that first goal.
It's not even that. It's like the shepherding. I feel like he's just too pedantic sometimes. Bailly will just go in someone and just crunch through him, and he'll just move the ball up. Lindelof is happy to put him in the corner, waste 20 seconds.
I don't know.
Win it back,
I don't agree with you,
like,
because I think Lindelof, with balls played on the ground, which is how Everton got behind us today, I think Lindelof's probably one of the best defenders at that.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was fine today. I think the problem today, I just don't think we didn't have anything to change. You had Igalo to come on, but there just wasn't really
do you know what it
anything
was?
to change it. And also Martial, when he went out to the left, didn't look. I thought he'd look more comfortable out there. And I think
there's one time when Bruno Fernandes played the ball in behind. Martial was level with the defender and just wasn't making a run. He was turned like he was going to make a run, but just didn't make a run, and then he had to make up 5 yards because he was behind on the what Fernandes was going for. There's a few things that didn't work today, and obviously 13 corners for Everton. I think in a way, again trying to look at a positive, United have been so bad from corners this season. It's almost an improvement that we can concede 13 corners and not concede a goal from them. I know it's not a great thing to take, but I thought we did look quite good defensively from the corners today.
Yeah.
I thought Maguire especially was excellent.
We didn't look overly shaky at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just
I've seen a graphic before. I can't remember who put it on Twitter. It was some guy who sort of does a lot of stats, long-winded stats for United. And he put on basically that if all games this season stopped, if the final whistle was at half-time, we'd be third.
Yeah.
The second half, however, we're dreadful. Now, to me, it screams an issue that I saw today. If Plan A doesn't work, our Plan B, we have no idea what to do. We shit ourselves and we go, shit, throw him on. Right, we'll do a few like-for-likes. Right, we might change to a 4-3-3. Yeah, just play. There's no right, we're getting over them. We need to sort of drop deep a little bit more. Maybe let them come on to us, we'll counter-attack. There was just times today where I was like, it's not working. And then when Solskjaer did change it, he was like, well, this is only what you would have started with if you didn't go with a diamond anyway, which didn't work because we draw in 1-1.
But I suppose the thing with saying that, though, the suggestion is that Plan A does tend to work if we would be third at half-time. Do you know what I mean? We do tend to start well, so isn't that Plan A working?
Well, you'd say, but what I mean is that when Plan A doesn't work, if you want to start getting these Champions League spots, the Plan B always has to come about. As much as I used to hate him and as much as I'll slag him off, Fellaini was a Plan B. And I totally understand why he was a Plan B.
But is he a Plan B that actually wins you many games?
Or is it more?
I know it's a clear and obvious Plan B.
He's a Plan B that
we didn't win the league.
He's like
finished second one year.
Yeah, he's what you call like a dirty Plan B. That he's a long ball player. And I feel like a Gallo was that sort
just
of
having a tall player on the bench to kick it to.
No.
Whilst it is a clear and obvious Plan B, is it a Plan B that's going to any more likely to get you in the Champions League?
I think it's also maybe a bit
not?
Maybe just down to fitness as well. I think this, you come out of the blocks today, you could see we pressed them, and that's where the goal came from eventually. Second half looked a bit leggy again, same as we have been doing. I think, are we just not quite fit enough yet?
This is like, if we would have took the chances in the first half, we'd be 2-3-0 up. And I know it's easy to say that, like a very FIFA score. Oh yeah, right, we killed the game off. Let's just pass it about for a little bit. Then you'd go, professional performance from United.
Yeah.
Conserve the energy, conserve the legs. Derby Day's coming up soon. We've got Derby before that anyway. And it's like,
we've got a tough run of games coming up. And,
yeah, we do, yeah.
Whilst I think certain things we could have done better, maybe substitutions could have happened quicker. I don't think moving Martial to the left wing was a great tactical change by Solskjaer. No. I don't think it added anything.
I don't think
it was sort of trying to keep him on the pitch for the sake of it, when really, if he's not doing his job, put someone else on. I think maybe we got that wrong. But also, away at Everton, who have been one of the better sides this year, getting a draw isn't necessarily the worst result ever. I mean, it's
on paper, it's not
a little bit, but they're not a bad side. We didn't play very well today.
Can we have a little chat just before we round up? Can we just have a little chat about how shit Chris Kavanagh was today?
Yeah, he was poor.
He was awful.
I think he set it up straight away with the daft bookings he gave out early, which meant that he had to book everyone, and then it sets
a precedent then that you can't do anything. Like
you can't do anything. It ruined the game a bit.
Ridiculous.
I think one of the reasons the game got scrappy was because there was a lot of fouls got given, and I don't know. Maybe Everton. I think Everton were trying to do that as well. I think that was a lot of.
Yeah,
they were trying
seems to be a running theme
against
against United at the minute. Just really press and harry the midfield.
Because I think with it being a young, inexperienced team a little bit, I think having players get booted around the park a bit, I think we do shake a bit with that kind of stuff. I think that's why we struggled against the lower down teams as well this season.
This is where there's some people in the comments as well who are making a good point in that the squad depth wasn't there on the bench, and this is something that needs to happen in transfer windows to come. Now, everyone's slagged off Solskjaer and been like this, why is he playing Pereira? Why is he playing Lingard? Obviously, he doesn't want to play them two. Who else does he play? Does he rock out there with 10 players? Does he throw someone in and shoehorn him into the 10? No, he plays natural plays in their positions and goes, right, prove yourself or you'll be replaced. They haven't proved themselves. Fernandes has come in and Fernandes just got player of the month for United. Now, you're not telling me that if he doesn't get players in positions that are actually good at the jobs, then they do well. Look, if I was bad at my job, I'd be sacked. Why aren't those players who are absolute dog shit not relieved of the duties? Because they haven't been replaced yet. And it takes a few transfer windows to do so.
And he has done that. He has got rid of players who he didn't like and who aren't good enough and who don't suit the system. So he is in the process of doing that.
He was kind of showing that today as well. Like we needed a goal to come up, and I think he fancied Brandon Williams to maybe put in that if the ball fell to him, he'd do something more quality rather than bringing on Lingard or Pereira.
Yeah, exactly.
He had that choice.
Yeah, he had two attackers to bring on and he brought on Brandon Williams. And that's all you need to know about how low he rates them to. If you're bringing on a defender with more attacking intent than two number 10s who are just shit.
And Charlie says, it's all right, a draw at Goodison, no need to feel down.
It's not.
There we go.
Do you know what? If we'd have got that, if it didn't have the next two games, it doesn't feel that bad. But we've now got City and Tottenham, and
it's a tough run of fixtures.
It's a tough run of fixtures, and I think that.
But the reason it's a tough run of fixtures is because you expect to drop a few points. Obviously, we're going to have to pull out some excellent performances to get wins against Spurs or Tottenham or both, Spurs or City or both. So we just have to do that. And obviously, Derby, we can't lose that.
Last thing, would you sell Martial? Do we drop Matic or Scott?
I wouldn't sell Martial because I think he's pretty good and we don't have anyone to replace him, so we'd have to sell him and buy two players to replace him because we already need backup. So no, I wouldn't sell him. Do we drop Matic or Scott? Maybe, but I don't know who for. I don't think either.
If Pogba comes back in,
I would drop them now.
I don't know.
For Pogba, you mean?
I don't know. I think that's
we'll
what
have
he's
to see.
thinking.
If Pogba comes back, we'll see who gets dropped.
I think Pogba's going to have to work his way back into the team. I don't think.
I think he's going to get him. I think he'll just get in when he's fit.
I don't think. I think he's going to be on the. I think they're going to have to blood him in a little bit because I don't think we're in that much of a panic as we were when he was injured, when he came back in injured before. I think he'll wait until he's had a few games in the team.
As big as the issue is about who do you drop, I feel like if you do have quality players, and let's not forget, for all Pogba's attitude issues and whatnot, there's a quality player in there, and it's
it's a
quality players deserve to be put in the same side because could you imagine now if teams have to drop off Pogba because they have to go on Fernandes? Who do they mark? Look at City and Silva and De Bruyne.
I think they would.
That's an embarrassment of riches. Now we've got that embarrassment of riches. Just go with it. Pogba's doesn't look like he'll be here for long. Just go with it because what have you got to lose? Honestly, you're playing two players there who are worth excess of probably 80 to 100 million now. Just go for it. You know what I mean?
Right, cool. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be back tomorrow with some news and all of the sorts of fun stuff going on. There's always good stuff going on, isn't there? Thank you very much for joining us. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Well, not too bad, was it? Not great.
2 points drop, but like you said, a draw at Goodison's all right, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. See you in a bit. Thank you.